Coach, what year is this as head coach? You are
third year.
Third year. Okay.
Third year.
But one of the things I was thinking about is as I was driving over here tonight, getting ready to have our time here with the Granger Gridiron Show, is to take a minute to let folks get to know you, because you really, to me, are an amazing story. Coming up with a national championship team with the Grangers back in the 90s, how you have built yourself on through with playing some professional ball, of course playing college ball, playing professional ball, coming back to your hometown to coach at a college level, and then going into the high school. Take just a moment to kind of walk us through that progression and kind of what you learned along the way.
Ooh, it's a long journey. Mm-hmm. It's a long journey, but it started off, like I say, with me in the city of LaGrange, being around a great program that I was always last. Mm-hmm. I was always last. I only played 1 year high school football.
Wow.
And from that point, we was able to go and win a national championship. So, we got a little exposure, mm-hmm. which allowed me to get an opportunity to go to Eastern Kentucky. Mm-hmm. I went up there to a running school, went as a wide receiver. We had 3 backs every year I was there to get 1,000 yards. And so my senior, we never threw the ball, never threw the ball. So I just kept focused, on the dream that I had on getting to the next level. Mm-hmm. And I got the opportunity. We had a tight end, Jason Dunn, who's a projected first-round draft pick. And so he went out on his pro day to work out. And I remember him coming by my room, and he said, "I'm getting ready to go work out for these teams," and it hit me. I said, "I'm getting ready to go work out too. You're not leaving me." Mm-hmm. So I went out and worked out, and had good things happen. Had 30 teams there.
Wow.
30 teams, but only 2 talked to me. Only 2 teams talked to me, and that was Detroit and Washington. Uh-huh. And it kind of blew my head up a little bit. And I didn't catch a ball. When I worked out, I did not catch a single ball. Greg Couch was my quarterback, Tim Couch's brother, right. the phenom at Kentucky. And so after my workout, I asked him, I said, "Man, did you have something against me? You didn't throw me the ball. I mean, this is a grand opportunity." Yeah. But through all of that, the draft came. I didn't get drafted. So I kind of thought that the dream was pretty much, over at that point. And so I was getting ready to get married. I was in the tuxedo shop. And my wife called and said, "You just got a call from the Philadelphia Eagles." And I almost hung up on her, because I'm like, "You don't put me through that. You don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm over that." And so true enough, it came to pass that they invited me for a workout. And from that point on, I was focused. I was focused on going. And I ended up going up and being a part of training camp. Ended up making the practice squad. That year, out of 15 receivers, mm-hmm. I made it. And so that let me know that if I set my mind to anything, I can do it. And from there, I went on to have a 13-year professional career. Towards the end, I knew that, football was all I had. And so I knew one day I wanted to coach, so I started getting into it, towards the end of my career. And it just took off from there. I would volunteer my time, mm-hmm. during the off season, and it just picked up. The way that I came back here was we started a college program, and I knew one day I wanted to coach college football.
Right.
And so I was able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because when I left Eastern, I didn't have my degree. Uh-huh. So I was able to come here, coach college football, and get my degree at the same time.
That's
so
awesome.
that was my story.
Well, and it's an amazing story. And I want to talk, they're signaling I need to go to a break. I want to talk a little bit more about that when we come back. Right now, you're listening to the Granger Gridiron Show right here on Eagle Sports.
Hi friends, Just Lita here. Turn your car around and head to Key of LaGrange for your chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime trip. One lucky winner from Key of LaGrange will win a trip for 2 to California to see Luke Bryan. That includes plane tickets, meet and greet, and tickets to the show. Simply stop by a dealership to register. It's that easy. While you're here, check out the 16 Rio LX, which can be yours for only $12,900. 1217 Lafayette Parkway, your headquarters for summer fun. KeyofLaGrange.com.
Trip valued at $2,000. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete details. Price plus tax, and title. Stop number 18626. When a football team ends up with 12 men on the field, it means somebody forgot to double check. And when you end up paying more for your car insurance than you need, it could also mean somebody forgot to double check. That's why State Farm will do a free discount double check by going through your policies to make sure you're getting all the discounts you deserve. Because those discounts mean big league savings. It pays to double check. Call your State Farm agent, Matt Orr, on the square in downtown LaGrange. There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Welcome back to the Granger Gridiron Show. Jack Mormon, Coach Diallo Burks, and we're sitting here talking about kind of what led Diallo to become a part. It's really a nice story of a circle coming all the way back around as you come to LaGrange College. You get to work with those guys there, finish off your degree, and then come back to the guys over at LaGrange High School, kind of where you started, where you were able to get a national championship and begin to bring that experience to the young men there in a time when we're rebuilding a program right now. And I'm really excited that you're there to give that experience to those guys. And I'll tell you what, I know that they're eating it up.
Oh, yeah. It's, it's a dream come true. It seems like every day I walk through the doors, it's a surreal, thing. But I have to stay focused on the task at hand because it's a lot of distractions that goes on around. We're in an age now where, when I was in school, I didn't have cell phones. So I was taught to be patient. Whenever we called for a ride, we had to sit and wait. Now look at the
find the phone first.
Yeah, exactly.
Coach's office is locked. I can't find the phone.
Right. And now you get guys calling, 10 to 12 times, so that patience is a key. But like I say, we have a roadmap on where we want to go with the program. When Coach Pardue left, Coach Brant stepped in. Those guys I have looked at because they coached me. Coach Pardue came my senior year, and he was a part of that national championship. And those guys, I really respect. I saw them each and every day when I was in high school. I saw how they walked, how they talked, how they lived their life. So I have nothing but the ultimate respect for those guys. Coach David Pleasance, Coach Traylor. Each level that I went at, I always measured the coaching staff that I was on to those guys.
Sure.
Coach John Revere, Coach Gary Guthrie. In my eyes, that was the best coaching staff that I've ever been around because they taught me how to work. They taught me the values of life, and just how to be successful. So I always measured everything up to those guys and to, follow in their footsteps and take over a program that's number 2 in the state of Georgia all time, number 39th in the nation. That's a huge accomplishment. Sure. That's huge.
Well, the win-loss record, that's what a lot of people focus on, but they really forget that it's about these young people, these young men, helping them to understand the values of life, hard work, determination, sitting this cell phone away for a little bit and focusing on people and not be thinking about, what my next tweet or what my next Facebook post is going to be.
Right.
And I'm sure that there's probably days where they struggle to not have their cell phones with them, to have to pay attention to a playbook and know what they got to do in the next moment.
I remember last year before we played Shaw, we had an incident with a guy on the cell phone, and the tradition is once you school is over, once you enter that gym, there's no talking period.
Right.
And the guy was on the cell phone, and I just happened to come out, and it's almost like I lost it right there on the spot. So I took everyone's cell phone for from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock. They didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
And that was the most focused pregame that I've ever been around because it was something that they wanted. But now, like I say, with distractions and things like that, we're battling against social media. We're battling against, those outside pressures that we didn't have, and it's new. We still want to operate, in the old system, but some things we got to cater to.
Sure.
Because me and my coaching staff, we talk about, conditioning. Conditioning is a big thing. Well, we knew every Monday we was going to run 1000.
Sure.
That was where we're going to start. Now, if I tell these guys that we're going to line up and run 1000, probably half my team will walk off. That's the mentality. So we have to do strategic
Welcome to the
things.
new millennium.
It's definitely new.
Yeah.
It's definitely new. But those guys know that we're out there to work hard, and we have to bring a different mentality and a different value system around just to keep them, because there's so much around that they can get into.
We talk about the phrase buy-in, and that's really what it's about. Them understanding, if I want this success, this is what I've got to do to get there. And what's neat is that they've got you out there. They got some of these other guys that have paved the road, that have seen that success and how to get there. If they just take that moment, that I've got Coach Pauly over here I'm looking at too, and I think about the successes that he's had both in his personal life and through the basketball team. That comes through hard work, dedication, and setting a goal for ourselves. For you, I'm going to coach college football. I'm going to have my degree. I'm going to get back to the school where I started. Those are things that can really help these young men, I think, down the line. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk more about that. Right now you're listening to the Granger Gridiron Show right here on Eagle Sports.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows no matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
LaGrange Banking is growing. We've opened a new location in Columbus, and we've adopted a new name that reflects our community roots with an eye on the future. Welcome to Calumet Bank, offering personal and business banking services with the friendliness of neighbors. We work on your schedule, offering daytime business hours and a complete set of mobile apps. Day or night, we've got you covered. Calumet Bank. Same great services from people you already know. Life is better at Calumet. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's here. Yes, it's really here. Dippin' Dots Ice Cream at Holmes Pharmacy. So when you ask yourself, how do I cool off from this heat? It's Dippin' Dots at Holmes Pharmacy. Try birthday cake, rainbow, chocolate, cookie and cream, cotton candy, red berry, cookie dough, and everybody's favorite banana split. So grab the kids for Dippin' Dots Ice Cream at Holmes Pharmacy. And while you're there, check out the positive messages on T-shirts and drink cups from Cherished Girl. It's what your young lady should be wearing. All this and more at Holmes Pharmacy in Hamilton and Commerce Avenue in LaGrange.
There we are. Welcome back to the Granger Gridiron Show. I'm Jack Moore along with Coach Deella Burks. And, Coach, we were kind of talking about the transition, what the inspiring these new young guys, millennials, if you will. Things are so different. And we kind of wanted to continue that conversation for a minute, because it is finding a way to set a goal, let these guys see what they can accomplish if they'll buy into the program. Yeah,
the buy-in, like I say, me and my staff, I had 5 guys that played at LaGrange High School and were very successful. Most of them went with undefeated seasons. So they grew up in an era where they recognized the people before them. I remember being, wanting to be Tony Ross, Dervin Brewer, Marty Carter. I knew all those guys, and to me, they was like the pro athlete of LaGrange, the city. And if I saw them out somewhere, it was almost like I passed out.
Yeah,
I mean, it was something. Now it's like the tide has shifted, as if I ask some of my guys, okay, give me 4 or 5 guys off the last state championship team, it's like birds flying around their heads. So that the level of, like you say, the buying into, we already knew what we wanted.
Right.
Some of these guys don't understand, what it really means to be a Granger. And their experience is slightly different, because like I say, if we lost 4 games in the season, that was, you didn't do that.
No, right.
It felt like we had a losing season. So we're trying to get those guys on the right track and let them taste, success. And with the program, we're trying to do some things to foster that idea, and that focus by community service, serving in the community, grades in the school, behavior. So we want to support those factors to build them up, so that they can be a big part of the program.
Well, and it gets to the point where when you put that star on, everyone's watching. I mean, that puts a target on you to say, hey, I want to either not behave like that guy, or I do want to be like that guy.
Right. When you look at that LG star, and we explained this to them on Sunday, that because of 83 and 86 and 58 and 91 and 2004 because we did some things to some schools and we had a lot of success that people don't care who you are. They want to beat you really bad because of what was done in the past.
Because the rest of the state remembers.
They remember. They don't forget at all. And so we're asking them to stand up to that pinnacle. And it is tough. It is tough because, like I say, they don't understand. They've only seen what they can see. But we just ask that they trust us.
Right.
You know, that's a big word in our program. Just, we trust you, then you trust us.
You mentioned a little bit ago about there's so many things, because there really are so many things that pull kids away nowadays. That, we talked about the electronics, but there's all different activities. There was basically, you had football, basketball, baseball, and wrestling. That's all we had when I was in high school. I mean, you did, and usually did all three of the four. But now there's so much more focus on one individual sport, and you got some guys probably that are basketball players that won't even come out play the baseball. I'm playing fall ball, and I can't get out of the foot. Some of your best athletes are already being pulled in other directions.
Right. And we were a part of seasons. If it was football season, you played football. Baseball.
Basketball had to wait until I got through.
Basketball waited. Now we're having to share a lot of different athletes. Some of them want to specialize and things like that. But what we're doing now at LaGrange House, we do a great job of making sure that, if a guy wants to do a sport, that we're putting him in the best position to be successful. DeRico Smith was one, all-star basketball player, and we knew that he had the talent to play football as well. So the focus was, when he sat down at the table, he sat down with multiple offers and say, now I can pick and choose which way I want to go and not be forced to go one way, because the object is to get out. And he was able to do that, and he chose basketball, which we kind of knew that.
Right.
But, it's feel good as a coach to know that you got everything out of that guy.
Yeah.
That's what we focus on, is getting everything out of each and every guy that we
set a
coach.
foundation that'll let him to take off at the next level.
Yes.
Let's take another break. When we come back, we've got lots more to talk about as we actually not lots more, we'll have a lot more time, but I do want to preview our away game coming up and ask the question on everybody's mind: how did we end up with 4 home games? Right now, you're listening to the Granger Gridiron Show right here on Eagle Sports.
Hey, football fans, Rob and Joel Upchurch from Remax Results wants to say thank you to you. Yeah, you, because you said things like call Rob or call Joel if you need that house sold. Why? Well, we'd like to think you said that because they think about selling houses every day. So when you list your house with Rob or Joel Upchurch, your property will be in front of potential buyers 24 hours a day. So call Joel or Rob Upchurch and enjoy the game.
Hi, friends. Just Licta here. Turn your car around and head to Key of LaGrange for your chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime trip. One lucky winner from Key of LaGrange will win a trip for 2 to California to see Luke Bryan. That includes plane tickets, meet and greet, and tickets to the show. Simply stop by a dealership to register. It's that easy. While you're here, check out a 16 Rio LX, which can be yours for only $12,900. 1217 Lafayette Parkway, your headquarters for summer fun. KeyofLaGrange.com.
Trip valued at $2,000. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete details. Price plus tax, and title. Stock number 18626.
Introducing the most valuable provider, your nationally ranked WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Ranked a top 100 large community hospital by Truven Health Analytics. Named a top 100 great community hospital by Becker's Hospital Review. Rated top 100 in medical excellence and patient safety by CareChecks. WellStar West Georgia Medical Center. Award-winning healthcare right here in LaGrange. To learn more, visit wellstar.org/WGMC. We believe in life well lived.
Welcome back to the Granger Gridiron Show, live here from Marisol. We'll be here every week. Monday nights, I think, coaches, we're kind of aiming
at. Monday nights.
We'll be kind of previewing the next week and talking about the previous week. Coach, you had the first game of the season this past week. Didn't go the way we wanted it to against Callaway, but I tell you what, let's give Pete Wiggins and his staff some credit. We were talking about building a program, and over some time, Pete's racked up some wins in the past 10 years, and he's got a staff that's going to go at least 8-2. Just about every year, and I do appreciate what they're doing well. And they knew that they had a battle on their hands as they're taking on the Grangers. Y'all got defense. I think y'all moved the ball pretty well, but just some miscues, some things that happened early on in the season. I think what got y'all
penalties. We had 8 penalties that put us in bad field position. We also special teams play.
The punts, I think, were real.
Yeah, the punts, two miscues on the punt. So we put them inside of the 25-yard line at least 6 times.
Yeah.
And that's tough, asking any defense to stand up.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
But we still want to focus through, and the part of playing defense is to stop them. So we're building that mentality that it doesn't matter where they get the ball, that our job is to stop them.
I think Ahmad Ogletree, your quarterback, did a good job of kind of managing your offense, move the ball down the field. You also brought in Nathan Cronick late in the ball game to give him an opportunity. It's kind of nice to have somebody to get back there, get some reps, and kind of look to even if it's the first game of the season, know that you've got somebody there to help you out in a 2-quarterback system.
Well, that's what we did with the 2 scrimmages. We played a lot of young guys because we got bit by the injury bug, early with some things like that. But, we were able to see, where our holes are and what we're doing. So, we're looking to build up, for the region. So we want to play those young guys. Last year we really didn't have a plan for as development of guys, outside of, our ones and backup. So we took that approach to really build those guys up so that, if they're put in a situation to, win the game, that they're able to do that. Also we looked at, in that game that, you look at penalties, you look at, miscues, discipline, all that is discipline. We never jump off sides in practice, but we get to the game. So we have to understand how to play, in adverse situations, under pressure.
It's not making mistakes, but it's also finding a way to capitalize on mistakes. Callaway had some mistakes as well.
They did.
But with y'all's mistakes, they put points on the board. Y'all weren't able to capitalize all the time on what they did wrong.
That's the difference in having a veteran team and a young team.
Yeah.
You look at Pete and his staff. Peter's on his way to having, almost a Hall of Fame career. Winning 8-9 games a year. I mean, a lot of people will ask just to win 5 games a year.
Sure.
His staff has been together for over 11 years. Mine is only 2 years. We're going into 2 years, so it takes time. It takes time, but our standard is so high at LaGrange High School that a lot of people say, "Hey, you got to get it together now." And I knew that coming in, but we want the best out of our kids. We want the best from the program. So we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to drive that success bug that we're looking at, and we'll get it. We're going to reach our standard.
Well, I'm looking forward to being on the ride with you. Of course, you travel to Villa Rica next week in the away game. You've got a pretty tough non-region schedule. You got some, which I think is a smart move. It gets you guys ready for when you hit, because we got once again we find ourselves in a pretty difficult region with I think 3 of the teams in the top 10 in the state. We keep doing that to ourselves. I don't know what the state of Georgia does. They just like to lump us in with those folks. But all the teams in Troup County have a challenging region schedule ahead of them. But next week, Villa Rica, it'd be great to come away with a win in that ball game.
Oh yeah. We're looking to get back on top. We're looking to give our guys some confidence. We're going to put them in situations where we're not going to ask them to do things that they're not comfortable doing. The plan is to go to their strengths. So, like I said, we got Villa Rica this week. Then following week we'll have Griffin and East Coweta, and that'll top out our outer region play. But we want to give these guys the opportunity to play against top tier talent. A lot of them, they speak of going and playing on the college level. So we want to put them in those situations, by playing the tough games.
Iron sharpens iron.
That's what it is. So.
All right. Well, Coach, I should appreciate you joining me tonight for our inaugural Granger Gridiron show. I look forward to being with you all season long. Folks, we ask you to be listening as Michael Buchanan and his team will be having the game for you this Friday night. This Friday? Yep, this Friday night. They'll be on the air at 7 o'clock with pregame and 7:30 to kickoff. So, again, lots of high school football going on. We look forward to joining you all year long. Coach, thanks once again.
I appreciate it. And last but not least, I would like to say, thank you to a lot of people who helped, me since I've been here. You're looking at Reba Hamer, Shelley Chastain, Jenny Walker, Coach Pollard's wife, have put together all the churches that feed us for our pregame. That's huge for our guys. It's a lot of work. Also, I have to thank my wife, for putting up with the long nights.
I can thank your wife just for putting up for you, period.
Exactly. And the supporters, Mr. White, Dr. Johnson, Jamie Smith that's gone. I really have to thank them for really putting me in a position that I can do what I love to do. And all the teachers at LaGrange High School, because I'm walking in and out of the classroom unnoticed, just checking on the guys. I appreciate everything that they are doing.
That's awesome. Well, Coach Burks, we do appreciate you. Folks, we thank you for listening to us. We'll be here again all season long on Monday nights at 7:30 live here from Marisol. So until we see you again, we'll see you next time on the radio.
It's here. Yes, it's really here. Dippin' Dots ice cream at Holmes Pharmacy. So when you ask yourself, how do I cool off from this heat? It's Dippin' Dots at Holmes Pharmacy. Try birthday cake, rainbow, chocolate, cookie and cream, cotton candy. And